All right, we're fortunate enough to have Jaylen Brown stopping by to talk to us today. Jaylen, long time no see. How have things been over the last couple months?
I'm hanging in there. To be honest, it's unfortunate, but for the first time really in my life, I've been at home for an extended period of time. I can't remember the last time I've been at home for a month plus. So uh, I'm definitely taking advantage.
I'm sure you're diving into a few new things, hobbies and whatnot. But one thing that I did see is you penned an editorial for The Guardian. And you talked about the challenges that our nation is facing, both with this pandemic and outside of this pandemic. I just wanted to get your insight as to why you wanted to write that for the public to consume.
Well, once I saw um, Carl Anthony Towns' mother pass, and Carl is somebody I've known growing up, played against in tournaments, seen his mom and his dad there. It instantly hit home. That could have been my mom, it could have been anybody's mom. So um, definitely wanted to send my sympathy out to those who are, in distress in moments like these, and hopefully, this sort of moment is like we come together instead of drifting farther and farther apart.
Yeah, and one line that you wrote in there really stood out to me. You said, the slightest display of compassion may save someone's life. And that really made me think about all the stuff that's going on with the NBA and what you and your teammates have done, what the Celtics have done, what the NBA has done as a whole to try to take care of people. Um, what have you thought about the way that all of those different areas, in terms of yourself, your teammates, the Celtics, the league, have responded and tried to help people?
I think we've done a good job, but I think we need to do a great job. I think we need to do more. I think we as people need to do more. We need to, help our elderly out in our local neighborhoods. See if they need anything. They got to go to the grocery store. You know, People who are in healthcare, their families, they're putting themselves at risk to go to work or every single day. If we know of them, send them your sympathy or help them out or align resources in any way. People who are unsung heroes that are working, you know, every day going out into the field, knowing that they're at risk. Those people, might need help financially, and if you have the means to do so, try to lean on them. Our homeless, local food banks, things like that. Just try to be a great human during this time. I think that's when tough times and adverse times is when we really show who we really are. So I feel like as Americans, as Celtic Nation, etc., let's show who we really are and try to be upstanding citizens and help those in need and help those who need it the most. I've been looking everywhere and donating silently to places, food banks, back home to my county here in Boston, just trying to be as helpful as I can.
No, it's really awesome to see what you and your teammates have done. You guys have raised so much, funding, food, all of these meals and stuff that you guys are helping to prep. It's really, really important, and hopefully other people can jump in. Now, I want to move to something that's a little bit more on the back burner, but let's talk a little bit about basketball right now, because hopefully we're going to get back to that, sometime in the near future. We hope. If the season and when the season does resume, what about this year's team makes you think that you guys will be able to not necessarily pick up where you left off, but pick up and play at a high level if you do resume in kind of short order?
I think we got a special team this year. I think that we're really improving at a good rate. I think that we were sidelined a little bit by injuries, but being able to have this time off, I think has allowed us to heal a little bit. I think that we're still communicating on a daily basis, trying to stay in some sort of rhythm, checking on each other, etc. We have Wednesday group sessions where we all talk. So just trying to keep up with each other. I think that we have a really good chance as much as anybody. Um, just as long as we, believe in ourselves, I think we'll be okay.
You talked about staying in a rhythm. Where do you think yours is right now?
I'm good. I feel like my grandpa is a former Marine.
That's an advantage.
He was placed in Vietnam, back in like the 60s and stuff. So he's here in Boston with me, and he wakes me up like every morning at like 7:30 to go work out. And if I don't, he gets mad at me and stuff. He won't talk to me like all day. So I'm getting my work in.
That's awesome. Like you said, that's definitely an advantage. He's keeping you motivated, keeping you in shape. I'm sure you'll be ready when this picks back up. I did want to ask you one more question about the league and getting back into basketball. You've played 64 games this season. You pretty much know everything that you need to know about all of the teams that you could potentially face in the postseason. What do you think, in your mind, is it going to take for this team to potentially get to where you want to get to and try to raise another banner this season?
It's going to take extreme amount of focus. It's going to take extreme amount of effort, energy, and togetherness to do it. I think that we were on track to do something special for sure. I think that we had that togetherness, we had that unity, we had that camaraderie. We didn't have any tension or any bad news in the locker room. We just needed to get a little bit more healthy during the season, but it's going to take a lot, man. I've never won a championship, so I can't really speak on, exactly the details of that, but I just know it's going to be hard. We're going to have to earn it.
Well, I know you've probably never gone a couple months without playing basketball in organized games, so anything can happen. Hopefully that happens this season. Jaylen, we appreciate the time, man. Stay safe, you and your family, and hopefully we see you soon.
All right.